Hello everyone, this is Clary from Shadow Moon Tarot. Welcome back to my channel, and this is a Plan With Me October video for 2019. Before I start, I would like to say a few things about the supplies that I use. Obviously, if you want a bullet journal, you can do it as cheaply or as expensively as you would like. All you need basically to start with is a journal and a pen. But other than that, like if you want to decorate it, then you can use stamps, you can use stickers, you can use washi tape, you can use just scraps of paper and like images, printed images from the internet, anything you want. So what I use when I don't like draw myself, sometimes I used to make, in the past I used to make cards, so I have many card making supplies, which means that I have stamps and stencils. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I draw myself. I'm not like particularly good at drawing, but at the end of the day these bullet journal is just for my eyes, so I don't mind. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. I just draw things to express myself. But when I don't have the time, quite often I just print things like pictures from the internet, and then I cut them, I round corner them, and I stick them on my planner, as you will see. I use a fine line. I use a pen and a pencil sometimes to sketch, but if I don't have time I just use a fine liner. And if you're using watercolors or markers on top of the pen, then make sure that the pen is not bleeding, because otherwise you will get smudges all over. This one is not a waterproof, so I have to be careful when I use a marker not to go over it, or I have to put the marker first and then use that on the top. I also use these stencils that I got them for like £2 or £3 from Amazon, and they are great for making details, or for making like what do you call it, like templates for the dates and the notes and things like that. And I also use some colored fine liners that you can find in many different brands, and they are quite inexpensive. I got a big pack of them, and it was something like £5 for a pack of 30 or something. Then I also use some scrap paper, and you can also use pages from books and stuff to layer your things, to layer your the things that you use for more interest. And I also use markers. Sometimes I use the Tombows, because these are the best quality markers for this type of for bullet journaling, because they have the fine tip for writing, and they also have the brush tip for coloring and lettering. And because this is quite sturdy, it gives you a better quality of letter writing. However, these are quite expensive in comparison to these super tips from Crayola that are coming like in many colors, and they are very inexpensive, and they can do the trick. Like if you want to do this at a low cost, then they are fine. You just need to be a little more careful with them. And like for example, with the Crayola, when you stop writing, they leave a blob of color, so you will need a paper towel to just dab it off so that it doesn't leave a mark, but sometimes I don't care about it and I just leave it. So for this month, because I didn't have a lot of time, and time can often be an issue, so sometimes I just use the pen to mark things so I'm ready to go, and I decorate it later if I have the time. And sometimes I do it in advance, like when I prepare the month, I have to, for certain layouts, I have to have them ready-made in advance, while the weekly layouts I can just use the pen and just draw the lines and write there and then decorate the page. So for this month, because I didn't have plenty of time, I started by stamping and coloring, and then I just used images from the internet to decorate the pages and a bit of washi tape, as you will see. So this is my October setup. If you have, sorry, it's not focusing. Come on. Why is it doing that? If you have been following my channel for any amount of time and you have seen previous videos, you will know that I pretty much by now have standard layout that works well for me. And this is one thing about bullet journal: it doesn't have to be super like creative every time. It needs to be practical and to serve your needs. That's why you have a bullet journal, because it's customizable and it can suit your needs at the time. So I found a setup that serves me well, so I'm pretty much keeping the layout more or less the same, but obviously I changed the decoration or bits and pieces, which still makes it very unique. For October, I decided to go with a fall theme and fall colors. And normally I will have a full 2-page layout for the beginning of the month, but I decided, because lately I wasn't using this spread as much, to make it smaller and to also fit here my October favorites. So here I have a small calendar. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that sometimes when we create the calendar, we may make a mistake. Like, for example, here I put an extra row, which I didn't realize at the time, and then I created the whole thing, and when I went to put the dates in, I realized that I had 7 extra boxes, and I was like, if I delete them now, then they won't look as nice, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided instead to color them in and then write a self-care ritual for each day. Obviously it's not something that I intend to do, like I don't intend every Friday to have a beauty ritual, but my intention was that I could do its ritual at least once in this month, and or just pick a few of them, and that would be as a reminder for me to do something for myself. And in the end I actually really like the idea, so I may keep it, I don't know. Here, as always, I write the moon phases, the dates, the signs that the moon will be in, and the keyword from the moon oracle that I have explained in previous videos. Also, I have created space with the stencils. I have created space to write my crystal, animal and plant reading, because I draw a card at the beginning of the month. I draw a card from decks that I have with these themes, and then I write the keywords or any messages here, so that I can revisit throughout the month. And here I write my tarot draws. I have a yearly draw at the beginning of the year I did the Wheel of the Year, so I have a card for the month already, which for me is the Seven of Pentacles. And I had used the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and at the beginning of October I will choose a deck and draw a card for the focus of this month. So the first one gives me the energy of the month, and the next and the monthly draw will give me the focus of the month. And I have the cards written down here so I can revisit the theme and remind myself of the message. Here, as I said, I have the October favorites, so during the month I will write about the drinks, the food, the place that I enjoyed this month, happy or like the profound memory of the month. The tarot, my favorite tarot deck or two of the month, an oracle deck, things that I watch during the month, and also books or articles or whatever that I enjoyed reading this month. And that is kind of like a month at a glance, let's say. Then I'm having this spread, which is my monthly goals. Obviously I have divided the goals into different categories, and I will write here my goals for the month. And here I have the gratitude logo, where each box is corresponds to one day, and I will pick something every day that I am grateful for. And I found that this layout helps, because when at the end of the day or anytime during the day when you go to write your gratitude log, then you can have a look at your goals to remind yourself of what you want to achieve, and I found that this is a good idea. And here, as you can see, I just used cut images from the internet, some scrap paper and some washi tape. Then I have the budget spread. I like this spread because it keeps me accountable and as to where I spend my money. And something that I haven't explained in my previous videos and I want to explain here is that here I write obviously the date. Here I have a symbol that I use. Then I have the description and the amount. And again, I have a second copy of this layout here. But what I wanted to explain is that, for example, when I have something incoming, like from work, from selling something or whatever, I will put a plus in this column, and then I will say like work so much, or selling, I don't know, selling a deck, that much. Then if I have expenses related to essential things like supermarket or I don't know, cleaning stuff or whatever, I will put an E for essentials, and I will write like supermarket or whatever it is and the amount. Then if quite often we pay bills or whatever directly from our card, and this is something that we can often lose track because it's something that happens automatically and we tend to forget. So every now and then I will check my balance and I will see if I have any payments, any direct debit payments, and this is a D for direct, and I say like credit card payment or whatever and the amount. Then for things like hobbies and stuff, I put a hashtag, and then for example eBay, the name of a book or whatever I bought and the amount. Then if I'm buying something that is a one-off thing, like a birthday present for someone or whatever, I would put a dot, and I'll say like birthday present for X or for J or whatever, and the amount. Then if I have bills that I pay but not through my bank, then I'll put a B or you can just track the bills separately anyway. And this is B for bills, and like gas and electric and the amount. And then for things like entertainment, clothes and things like that, I put a color square, and this is like takeaways or whatever, nights out. So by doing that, when I want to see how much things I spend on essentials, how much I spend on bills, how much I have how much income I've got every month and stuff, it's easy to track because I just have to track the symbols. And I know that this may seem complicated, but if you do it for a few months, then you just do it automatically. If you are new to that, then you can add like a key here and put, for example, the symbols and what they mean, and then there you have it. It's there. You cannot miss it, and it's not complicated. And although it may seem so, and I find it to be very practical, because quite often we spend a lot of money on things that we don't realize or we don't remember. For example, when things go through the bank, because it's not physical money that like we make an effort, if we don't actually like put them out of our purse and give it to someone. This doesn't register in our mind, so it's payments that quite often go unnoticed, and this can help you keep track of everything. Then I have a depth year spread, which is it's a reflection on the month, and I write down my accomplishments, my struggles, and my thoughts for a depth year. And here I have a monthly tracker of things that I want to keep like a track of. For example, I work shifts, so I need to know how often, like, and how many days and stuff I have worked. So I track work, no spend, YouTube post, Instagram post. I like reading, so I track how often I read fiction, how often I read non-fiction, and like a hobby and housework. So yeah, and that's that. Then we are going, I have a 2-page layout for moon working. Here I write my readings for the new and full moon, and also the decks that I've been using during the month. The images again are from internet, and then I just decorated a bit using the fine liner. And then I'm going to the weekly spread, where here I have my master to-do list, things that I have to do during the week but not on a specific day. And here I have the days of the week where I write like appointments, maybe a note of important things that happened on the day or whatever. Here I track the pages I read per day, and here I have a productivity and moon tracker, if you can see, and I have the days of the week, and then I will put a smiley face according to my mood, and I will write low for low mood, medium for like an okay mood, and H for high, like low for low productivity, M for medium productivity, and H for high productivity. And then here I will write what I am currently reading, and obviously the goals of the week. And last but not least, I have a meal tracker, because I'm trying to change my eating habits, and a self-care tracker, so because sometimes when I am in a very low mood, I tend to neglect myself and not exercise, or not like drink a lot of water. I may not sleep well, so I want to track things so that I know that I do take care of myself. Here I track my body weight, because I'm trying to lose some weight. And here I have my weekly reflection, where I write my wins, my struggles, and my thoughts during the week. And basically this is it. Obviously, if I want to do an extra spread, or like if I read the cards and I want to record a spread, or if I see something interesting and I want to keep a note of that. For example, I was watching something about decluttering and the KonMari method and stuff, and I kept some note. The thing with the bullet journal is that you can use the empty pages to do that, and there is no restriction, and that's the beauty of it. But for the most part, I use layouts like this to track my week. And if I have something in particular that I have to track, like something important that happened on a day and stuff, I can always use a blank page and write it down as I would have done if I was keeping like a diary. And basically that was my layout for this month, for the month of October 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good time. Until next time, much love. Bye bye, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.